Ryan Ludwig's first inning home run set the tone last night, while Chase Hetley continued his extra base hit binge in a 4-3 win over KC. Orlando Hudson showed why he has won 4 Gold Gloves in his career with a couple of run-saving plays. Combined Juan Marichal with the Tasmanian Devil, and he throws strikes. Welcome to Petco Park on this Tuesday night. It is Game 2 of a 3-game interleague series between the Padres and the American League Central Kansas City Royals. We welcome you and Mark Neely along with Tony Gwynn. Padres take Game 1 last night in a 1-run game, and it seems like the obvious, when this team has struggled offensively, they'll put together 2 runs on 10 hits, a lot of those singles. But last night, first 5 hits were all extra base hits.
Yeah, and in a ballpark like this, that's what you'd love to see. I mean, you know, Ludwig jumped right on a hanging breaking ball, hit a 2-run homer. Headley goes to right center field here, gets a double, and Denorfia comes up and he doubles to straightaway center field. And so you're right, last night the first 5 hits were extra base hits, you know, turned into those 4 runs that they put on the board. And you see, when they get 3 or more extra base hits in a game, their record is pretty good, 20-12. And so you'd like to see them pick it up, especially in this ballpark. You got all this room to work with, and if you hit line drives, you've got a chance to put extra bases together in a game.
Well, they've been putting more extra base hits together, have won 5 of their last 6. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup for this game. First for the Kansas City Royals, Felipe Paulino, who was acquired by the Royals from Colorado in late May, and he makes his 6th start for Kansas City. Paulino last year as an Astro set a career high with 10 strikeouts against the Padres in Houston. And Clayton Richard came back from not 1 but 2 rain delays in his last start at Fenway Park and beat the Red Sox. The Padres go for their 6th win in their last 7 games. The Royals and Padres, and the first pitch is straight ahead. To enter Cabrera who leads the American League in at-bats, leads off. Then Escobar, Butler in the lineup tonight at first base. Gordon hitting cleanup. And Jeff Francoeur hitting .375 in his last 5. Betemeet gets the start at third with Trainer catching, Getz batting 8th, and the pitcher Paulino 9th. The Padres starting pitching profile is brought to you by your San Diego County Cadillac dealer. Stop in today for an attractive lease or purchase offer. Though he has pitched well at home this year, Tony, Clayton looking for home win #1.
Yeah, and it's well documented in a pregame show, the luck he's had here at home. But again, the numbers really don't tell you the whole story. He's fit pretty well, and even though his record's 3-9, he's done a pretty good job. You'd like to see opponent's batting average a little bit lower, but again, if you get him some runs to work with, yeah, he's proven that he can be very, very good.
So Melky Cabrera, the center fielder, steps in, and we are ready to go from Petco Park tonight. First pitch swinging. Cabrera sends it in the air to right field, and Will Venable barely has to move. And one pitch, one out. That's the way this one begins. Here's the Padre D tonight in the outfield. Ludwig, Maben, and Venable. Headley, Bartlett, Hudson, and Rizzo on the infield. And Kyle Phillips getting the start behind the plate. Nick Hundley doing better. I'm talking with Bud Black before the game. He said, you know, Nick's going to want to play the day game tomorrow, but I'm going to try to hold him out. So maybe Friday in Seattle before we see Nick Hundley. Ball one low to Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. Escobar bumped up to the 2 spot tonight. This is game number 80 for the Royals, and Escobar is the only Royal now to have played in every game. This is game number 81 for the Padres. So after tonight, they are at the exact midpoint of the season.
Yep.
Good pitch right in on him. Foul tip into the mid of Phillips, and a strikeout of Escobar.
Real good cutter right here by Blake. See if they can dive bomb down and in. Escobar goes right over the top of it.
Here's Bailey Butler, the first baseman. Butler was used as a pinch hitter last night and grounded out to Orlando Hudson. In the play that O-Dog made on that ball and the getting the out at first preserved the lead. That was a huge defensive play.
Real big play. When it left the bat, it looked like a base hit. It looked like it was going to get up the middle and tie the game. Orlando ranged a long way to get it. Made a strong throw to first.
3-0 on Butler. Butler 3-0 swinging, bounced to third. Headley off the short hop, throws him out. How about Billy Butler swinging 3-0?
Taking the green light.
Down in order go the Royals in the first, and the Padres are coming up. Home of the free alignment for the Padres. Venable will lead off, then Bartlett, Headley, Ludwig, with Chase on a nice 6-game streak. After Luddy, Rizzo, Hudson, Maben, Phillips, and the pitcher Richard. Venable leading off. First pitch down low, and the starting pitcher for the Royals is Felipe Paulino.
Paulino, they got for the Houston Astros. See the numbers, 0-1 with a 3.09 ERA. The Royals say he's pitched very well for them. We're talking about a guy with a 6-21 lifetime record in the major leagues with the Houston Astros. And the numbers for the Royals have been really good.
Venable fouls it out of play left side. Paulino 1-9 last year for Houston, making 14 starts, 19 appearances. He missed a significant chunk of the season with right shoulder tendonitis. Went on the DL June 21st and did not return until mid-September. When he came back, he pitched exclusively in relief late in the year.
Another one of these guys, fastball is going to be in the middle 90s.
Inside to Venable and a full count. One of Paulino's best starts last year came against the Padres May 8th at Minute Maid Park. He struck out a career high 11 but lost 2-1, being outdueled by John Garland. Challenged him there with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and the tip into the mid of Trainer, and Venable strikes out. Royals defense brought to you by North County GMC, a Southern California tradition for over 20 years. Gordon Cabrera, Francoeur in the outfield, with a high number of outfield assists between that group. 13 for Gordon, 8 for Cabrera, and 9 for Francoeur. First pitch swing, and Bartlett lines it just out of reach of Escobar and into left field. A one-out single for Jason.
Right. Wasted no time. Got a fastball up in the zone. Trainer setting up on the outside part of the plate. That ball faded back to the inside. And Bartlett right on it and lines it over Escobar for a base hit.
Here's Chase Headley, the third baseman. Chase has had the right shoulder issue that kept him out a few games. And I talked to him before tonight's game. I said, hey, you led with your left shoulder going in for the collision at the plate. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm not stupid. He wasn't going to expose the shoulder that's banged up. A couple of hits last night for Chase, including a double. There's an 0-1 pitch from Paulino. Breaking ball up the middle, base hit. Well, the shortstop Escobar was even cheating up the middle, but that ball hit so sharply. Headley singles, and it's 2 on, 1 out. Well, last night, as we check our freeze cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Great relay, Gordon, Escobar to Pena, but here's the collision, and you notice the left elbow does hit the mitt of Pena. Apparently, post-game last night, Bob Scanlon said some folks were emailing saying they didn't think that Headley was tagged. He was, but on top of that, you run over the catcher and he hangs on, you're going to be out.
Most times, yeah. And the ball beats you like that on that play, most of the time, yeah, they're going to call you out.
Ludwig hits one towards the middle and under the mitt of Getz, who had to range over to the third base side of the infield. And here comes Bartlett, and the Padres lead 1-0. Well, it was the second baseman, Getz, who was the closest to getting this ball, even though he had gone on the other side of second base.
Yeah. And it looked like he was going to come up with it under his glove for a base hit. Bounce that ball right back up the middle. And watch this last hop. It looked like he was in position to make the play and just didn't come up with it. I think he kind of saw Escobar coming in his direction. And it gets underneath, and Padres have an early run.
Headley and Ludwig had first inning success last night. Ludwig with a home run. And they've helped produce the first run of this game. Here's first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Anthony did not start last night's game, but came in as part of a double switch after Royal left-handed starter Jeff Francis had departed the game. 3 in a row have reached after Paulino fanned Venable to begin the Padre first inning. Royals did go in order in the top half. That's the same pitch, same location. We saw him get eaten up in the last series.
Yeah, and as a young player, again, the guys in front of him hit fastballs for base hits. Paulino recognizing that a young hitter up there. First pitch breaking ball, second pitch off speed.
Goes up the ladder at 97 miles per hour and strikes him out.
And finishes it off with some high cheddar out of the strike zone.
Well, Jair Jurgens was the pitcher for Atlanta that was wearing him out with those inside sliders, but Jurgens did not have 97 miles per hour up the ladder there.
Again, when a guy throws that hard, you got to commit to that pitch. You got to commit to the fastball. You can't stand there and actually, unless you're ahead in the count, look for something off speed. Down in the count 0-2, you got to commit for the fastball, and he just threw it out of the zone.
Molina goes first pitch curve outside to Orlando Hudson.
For a lot of times for young hitters, that's why it's so hard to hit with runners in scoring position, because most pitchers, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to just let you beat them with the fastball. They're going to throw some off-speed stuff. See if you're disciplined enough, like Orlando Hudson, who hadn't swung at the off-speed stuff. So now 2-0, you can be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe sit on something. Maybe not the fastball. Maybe a breaking ball. Maybe a changeup. And experience is the thing that kind of helps you in these kind of situations.
Hudson drives one to right, but Francoeur is there. The Padres do put 3 consecutive one-out singles together and score a run and lead after an inning. Padres pride with Rally Pom Poms. Go to Padres.com for your Padres tickets. Alex Gordon takes a strike. Showing bunt. Headley creeps in, but I'm skeptical that Alex Gordon, the cleanup hitter, is bunting here to lead off the second, and he rolls it right side. Hudson to his left, flips to Rizzo. 2 pitches, 1 out. So Clayton Richard has set down the first 4 Kansas City hitters of the game. Right fielder Jeff Francoeur leads Kansas City in homers and RBIs. Takes a rip at the fastball.
Francoeur does not get cheated. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Fastball, breaking ball, he's going to take his swing.
Was it foul? We talked about Francoeur and all the outfield assists, 90 since 05, the most outfield assists of anybody in baseball since that time. Won a Gold Glove in 2007 with Atlanta.
It's a real good pitch by Richard right there. After he cut a slider in on his hands, tried to nip off the outside corner.
Up and away, 3-2. Now the first base side, Venable giving a bit of a chase. Oh, brought his glove, but came up a little short. Now, it wasn't that easy of a play, was it?
Tough coming down the stairs and trying to make a play.
Some of the fans booing him. That was a tough chance. He's having fun. Francoeur works a 1-out walk, and that's the first Royals base runner. Here's the third baseman, Wilson Betemeet. We did not see Betemeet last night. He gets the start at third base tonight, a switch hitter. Ball one is down low. Betemeet bounced around early in his career. Came up with Atlanta, played with the Dodgers, Yankees, White Sox. In fact, he was traded by the Yankees to the White Sox in the deal that sent Nick Swisher to New York. Played with that pickoff move, but Francoeur reading and steps back to the bag.
Betemeet's a switch hitter. Much better numbers from the left side. But pretty good numbers overall. 286. A couple of homers. 24 ribs.
Strike call, though it was off the mid of Phillips. Betemeet hitting over 300 left-handed, 305, 229 right-handed, though he has quite a few more at-bats from the other side of the plate. Padres scored a run in their half of the first. Ludwig singled home Bartlett. Down low, 2-1. Francoeur at first with 1 out in the Royals' second. He was leaning, even though he didn't have a very big lead. He gets back to the bag.
Yeah. Watch this first step is back to first, and he almost got picked off.
It's like he started to go back and then said, no, he's not really throwing over. Oh, yeah, he is. Francoeur has a dozen steals, which ties him with Getz and Escobar for the team lead. They all come in tonight with 12 total steals. Francoeur was going back to the bag when that pitch came home. And didn't have a very large lead anyway.
I think against Clayton Richards, you're too tough to read him. And most guys, if they're going to go on first move and take a shot at guessing right. Because you stand there and try to read his move. As we've seen, he's been going back to first, and he's still not sure if he's coming over there or not. Clayton Richards' move reminds me of a guy that was similar in our era, and that was Terry Mulholland. You could not get a big lead off of him. Your first move was always back to first base.
Well, there he goes. He went on first movement and still made it.
Another transfer by Rizzo from the glove to his hand. Took a little bit too much time. See, he's got him picked off, and just a little bit too much time. And he does get his foot, barely gets it in there.
Kept that left foot on the bag, and a good call by Dale Scott, the second base umpire. He did get in safely. Well, the tying run is at second with one out. Betemit takes a fastball at 92 outside. Another deep count for Clayton Richard. 3-2 to Betemit. Fly ball to right towards the line goes Venable. Tagging Francoeur. And he will make it easily. So Francoeur, the tying run at third with two down. Here's the catcher, Matt Trainer. Late swing and a miss for strike one. That Trainer, who actually was selected by the Royals originally back in 1994. He made his big league debut with Florida, spent 4 or 5 years with the Marlins. A high strike, and it is 0-2. Last year, Trainer played in 82 games for Texas. Acquired late in spring training this year by the Royals from Texas. That's how to play right side. Trainer had 3 at-bats in the World Series last year against the Giants. Francoeur at third. He's the tying run with 2 outs. 1-0 Padres in the top of the second. And Richards 0-2 to Matt Trainer. Going up with that 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and he just got under it.
Not messing around. Coming right at Trainer. Fastballs challenging up in the zone there. Pitching very aggressively here against Trainer.
Doesn't chase that high, hard one. One out walk to Francoeur. He stole second, went to third on a long fly ball, tacking up. Trainer with 14 RBIs for the Royals. 1-2 pitch. Golfs it foul.
On that last pitch by Richard.
Both these teams begin play 10 games out of first. The Royals 10 games back in the AL Central with a 33-46 record. Padres 10 back in the NL West at 10 under, 35 and 45. But winners at 5 of 6. Foul to third. And third base coach Eddie Rodriguez. Clayton will bring the next pitch. It will be his 32nd of this game. Foul back and out of play.
After a while, you make good pitches and he keeps fouling them off. Start to get a little bit frustrated because he's making good pitches, like I said.
And another foul.
He really hadn't thrown him any off-speed stuff. It's just been hard stuff. One cutter, the rest fastballs.
This next pitch will be the 10th of the at-bat for Trainer. And it's a 1-2 count. He's going to see an 11th pitch. It's 7 pitches that have been fouled off by Trainer. Oh, that came up and hit him on the side of the face. Phillips will go out to the mound to give the hitter Trainer some time.
He's battling here, trying to protect, and it looked like it bounced up and caught him right in the ear.
Yeah, that's the side of the batting helmet that does not have the ear flap. That Trainer battling and battling. Both pitch of the at bat will be coming. And he laid off, taking down low, 2-2. This has up Clayton's pitch total to 36. Well, you got to give Matt Trainer a lot of credit.
Yep.
He ties this game with a base hit to left on the 13th pitch of the at bat. It's 1-1.
Well, again, the frustration level for Clayton Richards starts to climb as he's fouling these pitches off. But one too many fastballs. Well, he tried to cut in on him, but it stayed out over the plate. He's right on it and lines it in the left field. And so, you're Matt Trainer, you got to really feel good about that at bat. He even took one off the ear in order to get that.
There he goes on first movement. And he'll be caught stealing 1-3-6 to win the inning. The Trainer ties the game. Rally towel presented by TaylorMade Golf. You can stay after the game for a spectacular Padre postgame fireworks show presented by Northgate Gonzalez Market. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. And the San Diego second. It's the bottom three in the order. Maben, Phillips, and then the pitcher, Richard. Bottom of the order has been doing a nice job recently, Tony, especially in the last week or so.
They've been the ones scoring the runs. They weren't the ones, haven't been the ones knocking them in, but they've been getting on and giving the top part of the Padres lineup a chance to drive in some runs.
Breaking ball to Maben. A strike, 1-1. High chop. Waiting on it, Paulino. By the time it comes down, no chance to get Maben. No legitimate chance. And an infield hit for Cameron.
Well, when he took off, that's one of those balls that as a hitter you can smell it. You can smell a base hit. And as soon as that ball bounced, well, he put his head down and started driving towards first base. And Paulino does all he could do, but Maben can smell a hit right here, and he's not going to let that one get away.
You could see him look at that ball rocket towards the air thinking, oh, I'm beating that thing. Before that comes down, I'll be at first base. So an infield hit to begin the inning, and catcher Kyle Phillips is up. Nine steals and 11 attempts for Cameron Maben this year. Pretty good lead, not running. First pitch, 94 up high. 23rd game as a Padre for Kyle Phillips.
Even though Phillips here is the 8th hitter, I'm going to expect Maben to try to get a jump and try to go.
Fouled straight back. One ball, one strike on the Padre catcher.
Dave Roberts, the first base coach, is in Maben's ear over there in between pitches, and got to stop, watch out.
Tails outside, and it's 2-1. Just the time to go?
I think it is, but again, you know, as a base stealer, if you don't feel like you've gotten a good enough jump, you just don't go. Or you don't feel like you can read him, you don't go. But
looks like he's going, but isn't, and a sliding pickup by Trainer. It turns out that'd have been a pretty good pitch to run on.
Exactly, and you know, you're trying to, as a base runner, you're trying to do all that you can to kind of figure out maybe what he's going to throw, because, you know, exactly, 2-1, it's a hitter's count. You want to give him a chance to maybe hit the hole between first and second, but as a base stealer, you know, you can't have any fear. When you get an opportunity to go, you got to go.
There he goes, and the pitch swung on, hit to the alley in left center field. That ball will get down. Headed to the fence. Maben's going to trot home with the go-ahead run, and Phillips at second with a double. It's 2-1 Padres. Ninth RBI for Kyle Phillips. And Maben running on the pitch, scored easily.
Yeah, and again, 3-1 count, hitters count. The hitter gets a pitch that he can handle, he's going to take a swing at it. You see that ball, two-seamer started in and ran back out over the plate. Kyle Phillips carved that ball into left center field for an easy double and drove in Maben to give Pods the lead again.
I think Maben started trotting even before he got to third.
Yeah, he knew that there was.
Richard lays down the bunt, gets covering, and third sack bunt of the year for Clayton Richard advances Phillips over to third.
Great execution there by Richard. Gets the bunt down. He bounced it right in front of the plate. Kyle Phillips wasn't going to take any chances. He slid into third base just in case there was a play there. But again, executes, gets the job done.
Play knew had a base hit as a pinch hitter Sunday against Tim Hudson and the Braves.
Didn't think it's easy.
Another productive plate appearance for him. So Phillips at third with one out. A 2-1 Padre lead in the last of the second. It's the top of the order, and William Venable.
The Royals are playing this about halfway. They know Phillips doesn't have a whole lot of speed at third.
And that's to straightaway center. Cabrera spinning. He'll maneuver to make the catch, but that will easily score Phillips, who tags and comes in with the second run of the inning. Venable got a pitch to elevate and picks up his 12th RBI.
You see everybody up on that Padres bench shaking hands. That run is Clayton Richards' run. He got the bunt down, got Phillips over to third, gave Will an opportunity to drive in the run without getting a base hit. And the execution was good all the way around, and now the Padres have a 2-run lead.
Inside to Bartlett, who singled his first time up and scored the first run of the game. So an extra base hit by Phillips in this inning. Padres have 5 total hits. And the slider inside to Bartlett. Base is empty, 2 outs. 2-1 to Jason. To the right side and caught. Billy Butler moving to his right. That ball hung up long enough for him to reach up and stab it. But the Padres get 2 and lead by 2. Catch your Padres Sunday, July 17th as they finish a 3-game set with the Giants at 1:05. It's Military Appreciation Day with military T-shirts for the kids presented by Northrop Grumman. First 8,000 kids 14 and younger receive a free Padre T-shirt. Get your tickets now at Padres.com. This is an interesting matchup between Getz and Clayton Richard, who are very tight, close friends away from the field due to their time together at the University of Michigan. In fact, Chris Getz was in Clayton Richard's wedding.
Wow.
That's down in the dirt. Well, what? Prince Fielder was in Anthony's wedding, right?
Yep.
Or was Ricky Weeks in
Ricky
that?
Weeks, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is business here. So
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And there's a high chop, looking similar to the one Maben hit. And an infield hit for Getz.
Well, Clayton just couldn't get himself in a position where he could make a strong throw.
Look at that smile.
Chris Getz, he can smell it. He knew when that ball bounced up, he had a chance. It bounced right off the plate, and look at Clayton Richards. The only play he was going to have was to kind of flip it.
Yeah, being a left-handed thrower, he didn't have time to turn and square himself.
Exactly, he didn't. And his only play would have been to try to side flip it to Rizzo, but this Getz got a base hit, and now Richards staring at him on the mound. A little sly smile there. Hey, I'm up 1-0.
The bunt attempt by Paulino. You know Clayton Richards thinking, I would love to pick his rear end off right now.
You're right. And with the pitcher up there, because it's a sack situation, he might be able to do it here.
Now the bunt laid down, and Richards only plays at first, so Paulino executes the 1-3 sacrifice. For Paulino, his third sack bunt. Clayton Richard got his third sack bunt of the year in the last inning. Top of the order, and center fielder Melky Cabrera. The 305 average.
Good numbers. 9 home runs and 43 ribbies.
He brings a little more power-wise than your average leadoff guy. He flied to right to begin the game. That was his 331st at bat of the season, which is the most at bats for any player in the American League. He's actually missed a few games. This is the 77th game, number 80 overall for the Royals. Off the end of the bat and whistled foul into the first base seats. Everybody all right? Got the souvenir. I saw an I'm fine, and then it looked like, give me that baseball. Last night we saw the sister take it away from the young man. This time he gets it back. It's popped up, foul. Phillips sees it drop in the seats behind the dugout. Hang on. There you go.
All right.
Where'd it go, Dad? One-two pitch coming to Cabrera. Bouncer towards the middle, and Bartlett cuts it off in front of the base. Going out, Cabrera gets advances to third.
Good hit by Richard. Nice play by Bartlett.
Royal shortstop Alcides Escobar, a strikeout victim in the first. And goes around. Last year was Escobar's first full season in the major leagues. He spent it with the Brewers, came over to the Royals in the Zach Greinke trade. But this is the guy who entered the 2009 and 2010 seasons as the top prospect in the Brewers chain. Long toss, and Rizzo feeds Richard nicely to retire Escobar. So Richard works around that leadoff missile hit by his groomsman Chris Getz. And happy hour 7 days a week. And by Permadontics, Southern California's premier dental implant center. Hope your Tuesday's going well. Mark Neely with Tony Gwynn and our Channel 4 crew from Petco Park. Padres leading 3-1 into the home half of the third, and the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up. Nice numbers for Chase over his last 7.
303.
Couple of hits last night as well for Chase. Down in the dirt. I think too many times, Tony, Chase gets criticized for being something he's not. And he's not a power hitter.
No. You're right.
But he's hitting more extra base hits. Doubles have been coming in bunches for him. But especially in this ballpark, you know, if you can get 10 homers out of Chase for a season, that's going to be a high number. He's hit 2 this year, 1 at home.
I agree. You got all this room.
But he comes in tonight hitting 300, 1 for 1, so he's at 303. He's a guy that you hope can hit 300.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to, especially now, because I kind of went through this too. If you're going to hit him in the 3-hole, then you're going to have to be a little bit better run producer, but your style of hitting still plays.
Couldn't catch up with the 96-mile-per-hour fastball. And the strikeout is the first out. Our leaderboard tonight brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal for a limited time only. This is on base percentage, and Chase came in tonight nearly 400 on base percentage and 5th in the National League.
And those are some guys in front of him that can do some damage. I mean, guys that are power guys are going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And again, you can be a 3-hole hitter and not hit a whole lot of home runs, but you need to be productive with guys in scoring position, which they've done a pretty good job of here lately. The bottom half have been getting on base, and the first 4 guys are getting an opportunity to drive them in. So I would always say, hey, be who you are. Don't try to be somebody that you're not.
And Chase has never said he's a power guy.
He hasn't.
It's off the outside edge. Looking at that list, Votto, of course, the reigning MVP, the guy who, because he's a Dodger, maybe we don't talk a lot about, is having an unbelievable year, is Matt Kemp.
Yeah. You're right.
The strikeout at Ludwig. Number 4 for Paulino. Bases are empty for Rizzo.
The guys that were on that list. Not many free swingers. Here's the list again. How many of these guys are what you would call free swing? To me, out of that list, maybe Prince is a little bit more of a guy who is not going to be real patient, but he's learning to be more patient, and I think that's why his numbers are so good. And that's, again, Chase is 5th on that list. And as he starts to realize what type of player he is, the patience factor is going to go up, and as the patient factor goes up, all the other numbers should go up too.
Prince Fielder heading into free agency. Those numbers are nice for Prince at this point of the season. 3-0. Rizzo, a strikeout victim his first time, takes a 3-0 strike.
Wow.
That says it all.
Yeah, well, 3-1. He's looking for something, looking for his pitch. Paulino throws him a good tailing fastball on the outside part of the plate. He didn't think it was a strike, but Jerry Mills, home plate umpire, did call it a strike.
He gets into one, left center field. Cabrera on the move, and it bounces a couple of times to the 401 side. And Rizzo into second with a 2-out double. Let's take a look at the pitch sequence here, presented by Carl's Jr., the pitch track.
Fastball away, ball. Again, breaking ball, ball. So you're ahead 3-0. You're going to take one, which he does.
Let's see where this one was.
3-1.
Yeah, I thought so.
Not what he was looking for, but there he gets a breaking ball in the middle of the plate. And the thing you like the most is he didn't try to pull it. He goes the other way with it, hits to the deepest part of the park in left center field, the 4-1 sign. And again, another extra base hit for the Pods, gets himself in scoring position.
And didn't let the call that made it 3-2 affect him at all. So he's at second with 2 outs for Orlando Hudson. Big breaky ball outside. A home run for Orlando was his first as a Padre, and it came at Fenway Park, lining it over the Green Monster. Switch hitting, Hudson hitting .273 right-handed, .216 left-handed coming in.
Well, last time Orlando came up, he got ahead in the count 2-0 and looking for a fastball, got it, but flied out to right. This time, again, runner in scoring position. Not many fastballs to be had.
There was a tailing fastball at 96 up and out of the zone. And right at the 50 pitch mark for Felipe Paulino. Paulino steps off. Felipe Paulino from the Dominican Republic has been living in Texas, Pearland, Texas. Boy, if Trainer doesn't lose the handle on that, he may have had a shot, because Rizzo had a very large secondary lead, and the shortstop Escobar coming behind him.
Well, they were going fastball away, and Escobar was sneaking in behind him, behind Rizzo. He's trying to bounce off and get a good secondary lead so he can possibly score.
3-2.
Again, ahead in the count, 3-1. He throws him a 3-1 breaking ball. So when we got the 3-2 on Rizzo, he threw him a breaking ball and he doubled the left center. See what throws Orlando here.
Goes to the breaky ball, line into right, but it quickly gets to Francoeur. They're going to test that arm. He gets it to the plate and the tag, and he's out. Jeff Francoeur with his 10th outfield assist of the season, but with 2 down, the Padres thought, what the heck, but Francoeur has shown he has the goods to deliver. The ball just got out to him too quick.
Yeah.
Padres come up empty.
3-hopper.
Royals 1 and the 3, 4, and 5 hitters scheduled for Kansas City. First baseman Billy Butler leads off. Clinton didn't get the call on that fastball.
Looked pretty good to me.
Butler grounded to third his first time up. Two 2-0 pitch to Butler. That he fouls. Butler 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 1 last night, used as a pinch hitter. And that was the play that Orlando Hudson made to help preserve the lead, to throw Butler out at first. That levels it at 2-2.
The first time up, Billy Butler was 3-0 and swung and grounded out to third.
Inside with the fastball and a full count.
Richard trying to stay in on him, not wanting to make a mistake out over the plate.
And Butler hits it hard, but Headley to his left makes the pickup and throws him out. Nice play by Chase. Of course, last night it was the play by Hudson. Doing more on defense, brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Odaw going way to his left, the jump throw. That ended the Royals' sixth, and had he not made that play, another run would have scored for KC.
A little tied the game. Big league play right there, saved the game.
A four-time Gold Glover. Goes to his right here, able to get in front of it, plant, throw, and get Alex Gordon. So 2 away, bases are empty for Jeff Francoeur, who, to win the last inning, picked up his 10th outfield assist of the season, throwing out Anthony Rizzo at the plate. With the throw that Francoeur made, it really wasn't his best throw.
No.
He may have been a little surprised that even with 2 outs that Rizzo was going to try to score on that sharply hit ball.
I really think he was. You know, I mean, we talked about it last night. His reputation as a defender is known all throughout baseball. And check out this throw. Now, I mean, he's got a great arm too, and this is a 1, 2, 3 hopper, and it's still plenty of time to get Rizzo at the plate. And I just don't think he thought that they were going to go on him. And when you're that good a defender, you almost don't expect people to challenge you, but he did, and still was able to throw him out.
Royals have thrown out more runners at the plate than any other team in the American League. They've nabbed 17 now, but Clayton Richard needed that quick inning, and at the midpoint of the fourth, it's 3-1 San Diego. Up come the bottom three for the Padres in the bottom of the fourth. 3 runs, 7 hits for San Diego. 1 run, 2 hits for Kansas City. Center fielder Cameron Maybin. Right back up the middle to the right of the bag. Gets, throws, close, safe. That's 2 hits tonight for Maybin that somebody with a little lesser speed is over to.
Yeah, no question. That ball went up the middle, and it was, when you look at it, I thought maybe it was going to hit the bag, and it didn't. Getz made a nice play, got rid of it as quickly as he could, and Maybin beats it out. Those long strides. Clearly beats it out.
Padres put the leadoff man on for the second time. The other time was when Maybin leading off the second. With that high chop and beat it out. So here's Kyle Phillips.
We're doing a box score tomorrow. It's going to
look like 2 line drives.
2 line drives. That's right. That's one of the rewards you get when you can run. Is you get your share of infield knocks, high choppers, bloopers.
There he goes. Throw down to second, not even close. 10th stolen base of the season for Cameron Maybin.
And so when you can run, it's your responsibility to try to get in scoring position. And you see it's a straight steal. He never looks in, and boy, he got a great jump. Gets himself in the scoring position.
Another King Stallman stolen base. What do they say? Speed never slumps. I guess in theory, speed could pull a hamstring.
Yeah.
Or quad or something, but that's up and away.
One of the cool things about hitting 8th with a man on second and nobody out, it's not always that you have to hit a ball to the right side to get that guy to third. With the pitcher on deck, a lot of times they give you a shot to drive him in.
Left center field. See if Maybin's going to test the arm of Gordon. He'll take a couple of steps and stop. And Gordon, not a great throw at all. And now it's going to go into the dugout. And he'll be awarded home plate. Well, Maybin really had no serious intention of heading to third, but Gordon airmailed it. Just his second error of the season, and it allows Maybin to score.
Well, here's one of the what happens when you're known for your defense and making outfield assists. Here he just overshoots Betemeat, and it goes right over his glove in between Paulino's legs. And because it's an overthrow from the field of play, you see it tips his glove, goes underneath, goes in the dugout. That's a 2-base miscue. And the Padres will take that unearned run.
That was an unearned run that made the difference last night.
That's correct.
In the 4-3 Padre win. Now 4-1 San Diego tonight in the fourth. Pretty good rip by Clayton. He laid down a sac bunt in his first plate appearance. So an infield hit for Maybin. A stolen base, which, by the way, a career high now for Maybin for steals in a season with 10. He had a career high 9 last year for Florida. And then put a little pressure on the D, got the throw, and two base error. Richard strikes out for the second out. Let's get to tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Wireless. Tonight's question: who is the only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades? The man to my left won 8. And now you have to think about when those occurred. Venable fouls it away left side.
I was thinking back to that play Gordon throwing the ball away. That's Cameron Maybin's speed really forced that. He had no intention of going to third, but he was going to, bluff it like he was going to. And
Behind third near the line, Escobar and Gordon, and it's the shortstop Escobar in fair territory to make the catch. Padres get a run. An error helped out. It's 4-1 Padres at the end of 4. Big game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Home remodeling with no upfront design fees. Visit murraylampert.com and click on Request a Quote to schedule an in-home consultation. Hit hard off Headley into foul territory, and Betamede is on to begin the top of the 5th. Hit hard, but right at him.
Hit it right on the screws, and it was right at Headley.
They have scored that a base hit for Betamede. It turns into a leadoff infield single. Matt Trainer had a 13 pitch at bat his first time up. He wound up with an RBI single. It's like we were in a time warp. Like that at bat may never end, but Trainer waited him out. Base hit by Betamede ends a string of 6 in a row retired by Richard. That's going to go foul and out of play down the right field side.
We come after Trainer with hard stuff, and he stood up there last at bat and fouled off pitch after pitch till he got something that he could handle. And at the time, they tied the game up with a base hit to left field, knocked in Jeff Francoeur.
Long look in by Clayton, and Trainer requests time. Well, after an 11 pitch at bat, he has a 3 pitch at bat this time and strikes out. Padres and Espanol is presented by the Ascot Shop, serving San Diego with fine men's fashion for over 60 years. Visit them in La Jolla or online at ascotshop.com. Getz takes a strike. Getz hit a high chop. He came down in the mid of Richard, and Getz beat it out. Again, these two collegiate teammates at the University of Michigan. Getz actually began his collegiate career at Wake Forest and transferred to Ann Arbor. He is a Michigan native.
Richard got ahead of his teammate the first time, 0-2. Getz ended up getting a base hit on a high chopper.
A little tap past the mound. Hudson will go to first and get it out. It looked for a moment like Orlando going to get the lead runner, Betamit, but then made the decision to go to first to get Getz.
In between, he came in and took that on a short hop and then fumbled it. Only had one play to go to first. See, he was looking at Betamit as if he was going to tag him, and once he bobbled it, he had to go to first.
Well, the pitcher Paulino up. Wow. Didn't get cheated there.
I'll try to get that run back that he let go through his legs.
Did he? Ooh, first base umpire Mike Poslinski says he held up. Did he?
Yeah.
Close.
Real close. Taking his swing.
Betamit at second, 2 outs in the Kansas City fifth. Paulino does not have a hit as a Royal, but he does have an RBI in interleague play. Got him with the 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Clayton, who's now fan 4. It's 4-1 Padres. Casino. If a grand slam is hit this inning, you could earn huge cash. You can enter at 4SD.com. A winner tonight would receive $34,500. 4-1 San Diego into the bottom of the fifth, and the heart of the order is up. Bartlett singled in the first and scored, and in the second, with a soft liner that was caught by the first baseman, Butler. Slider inside for ball one. Padres have 8 hits tonight, 2 of them extra base hits, doubles by Rizzo and Phillips. On the outer half and a strike call.
Bartlett, I'm sorry, execution has been good tonight on the offensive end.
That drops low, 2-1.
3 straight hits in the first. Kyle Phillips' double drove in Maven, but sacrificed bunt by Richard and sacrificed 5 by Venable. And the last run was kind of a gift because of aggressive throw by Gordon. It got away from Bettamy and Paulino at third base, allowing the 4th run to score.
Paulino working that outside half. He strikes out Bartlett looking for the first out of the 5th. Hey, time for our AT&T Wireless trivia answer. The question was, who's the only player to win batting titles in 3 different decades? It wasn't Tony, who won 8, the first in '84, the last in '97. It was George Brett, who won in '76, '80, and '90. The former Royal. How to play left side off the bat of Chase. You and George have some similarities. Spent all your time at one club.
Yep.
Both in the Hall of Fame. Both made a run at 400.
His was legit. You know, he played.
Yours was interrupted. It wasn't your fault.
He played a full season, and as a kid, I watched him, and he was one of my favorite guys.
Both with 3,000 hits. So you're dropping on George Brett that you were watching him as a kid.
Well, yeah, this is true.
Yeah. Through the right side, and Chase Headley is 2 for 3. George Brett picked up his 3,000th hit.
Watch this missile.
That was September 30th of '92 of Tim Fortuno. So he got his 3,000th hit. He's at first. And he promptly got picked off.
Yeah, all his teammates came out to congratulate him. And or he could even get the bag warm. He got picked off.
Inside to Ludwig. That was a fastball at 95. Ryan singled home a run in the first, which was the game's first run, and in the third struck out.
You talk about George Brett. He was a complete hitter. I mean, he could hit home runs. He
started to go, and now they've got Headley hung up, but it was dropped by Butler. Still in the pickle, Headley, and he's tagged by the pitcher. Well, that one had a lot of fits and starts.
Yeah, Chase was trying to anticipate Paulino going to the plate, and he gets picked, and you see Billy Butler drop the ball. You get caught in the middle. There really isn't a whole lot you could do.
One, 3, 4, 1. Caught stealing. Well, the base is empty, 2 outs, a 1-0 to Ludwig. Swing and a miss at the Paulino slider.
When you think about the Royals, you think about George Brett. He had 317 home runs. The thing that I think is surprising, he had 137 triples in his career.
Fouled left side. Well, they had some really good teams in the late 70s, early 80s. Yep. They won in '85 over the Cardinals in 7 games. Well, you talk about some ALCS battles with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Royals, Yankees. 76, 77, and 78.
Yeah, they just couldn't get by them for a while. The Yankees kept knocking them off.
And they finally got by the Yankees in '80 and then lost to the Phillies in the World Series.
Those some really good Kansas City teams. And Willie Wilson.
Frank White,
who's a couple of booths down.
Doing TV for the Royals. On a play right side.
That's a team that has a lot of good history. Good players have played.
Yeah, think about it. An expansion team in '69, and they're playing in the postseason 7 years later.
Yeah. And this game is secular. It goes in cycles. And the Pirates, the Royals, for a long time have gone through a cycle where baseball hadn't been that good. And you know what? Sooner or later, it's gonna turn. And Pirates are above 500, playing pretty good baseball, and it won't be long before this team will be too.
A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Paulino. Base hit by Headley, but he's caught stealing, and after 5, it's 4-1 San Diego. Top of the 6th. Royals have the top of the order up. Cabrera, Escobar, and Billy Butler. Quickly 0-2. Cabrera has flied to right and grounded to short. Through the right side and a base hit for Cabrera. 2 hits last night for Melky Cabrera, and that's his first of tonight. Our comparison tonight brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. When you talk about youth, youngest teams in baseball this season, the Royals average age just over 26. The Padres have the 4th youngest team in the majors and nearly a little under 28 years average. And the Red Sox are the oldest team in baseball with an average age of 31. Ed Yost, in his first full season, came on in May of last year after the firing of Trey Hillman when the Royals got off to a 12-23 start. Headley was in on the grass, out at second. Hudson's relay. And even though Escobar runs well, that ball right at Headley, and it's a 5-4-3 twin killing. The 80th double play turned by the Padres this year.
Tailor-made right there. Chase Headley takes a half a step towards shortstop as the ball was being thrown, and the ball's hit right to him. Perfect feed. Hudson finishing it off to Rizzo at first. And what looked like a pretty good start for the Royals in the inning, quickly snuffed out.
Ball 1 to Butler. He's grounded out twice, each time to Headley at third. Padres playing their 81st game of the season tonight, reaching the midway point. The All-Star break right around the corner. The All-Star game in Phoenix this year. It will be in Kansas City next year. And a broken back ground ball to third. Headley throws out Butler for a third time tonight. Double play helps out Clayton. It's the midpoint of the 6th. The Padres take on the Giants at 7:05. The first 25,000 fans take home a Padres 75th anniversary team photo presented by Golden State Graphics. This commemorative poster features this year's Padres wearing the 1936 Padres PCL uniforms. And get your tickets today at Padres.com. Those are good looking unis, those nostalgic Pacific Coast League uniforms.
I love the socks.
Rizzo fouls it off. You like the stirrups? The high socks?
I like the socks. Not really a fan of stirrups, but...
oh, the way they have the stripes at the top.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys...
Up and away. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but the socks...
The socks are pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. The white socks that have the stripes around the top. A little bit inside to Rizzo, who has doubled and struck out.
I think today's player likes that uni, but likes it now the way with the material made now, not like it was in 1936.
Not the flannel?
No.
To left field, Alex Gordon. One out. We were talking earlier about Royals history, and there on the left is Frank White. He's their all-star second baseman. What a terrific career he had. That's Ryan Lefebvre, their television broadcaster on the right, son of the former Padre hitting coach Jim. But Frank White had a tremendous career as the Royals second baseman. In fact, he had his number 20 retired by the Royals, played from 73 to 1990, 8 Gold Gloves, 5-time American League All-Star. He's a Kansas City native and is actually a graduate of the experimental Royals Academy, which was ahead of its time, and then it's disappeared and has never returned.
Yep.
Where they had an academy that they just tried to find talent, and Frank was one of those guys.
Yep. Made it through and got to the big leagues. And was no question the best fielding second baseman for a long, long time in the American League.
Down the left field side, giving chase Gordon, but out of room. Now you look at Frank White's numbers as we see him playing on the AstroTurf, which was really just green carpet back in those days.
Yep.
The old Royal Stadium, which is now Kauffman Stadium. It has natural grass now, but you put his numbers together, and he was as good a second baseman as there was at that time.
Yep.
I mean, he had Whitaker and some others around that era, but Frank White, numbers-wise, his numbers not too far off from being Hall of Fame caliber.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are some who think that he should be.
Outside to Orlando Hudson at a full count.
I tell you, it's just so weird to look at some of those old highlights and see AstroTurf. There's no, you know, there's what, Tampa Bay might be the only one.
And Toronto.
There.
That's it.
Toronto, yeah. Not and none in the National League. So
center field, and Melky Cabrera over in the left center. 2 outs.
I tell you, just looking at these old highlights and seeing that AstroTurf, my back starts to hurt. Thinking about running around on that really concrete with a rug rolled over the top of it.
And in Kansas City in the summertime,
yes,
it was literally 135 degrees down there.
Probably hotter than that.
Yeah. You know, there was a time AstroTurf kind of peaked in the 80s where well over half the games in Major League Baseball were played on turf.
Yeah.
And now you're down to like 4 or 5% because there's only 2 teams that have AstroTurf, both in the American League. Strike one from Paulino to Maben.
And now the turf has changed. They have field turf in
Tampa Bay, which is much more cushioned than the old AstroTurf. And that's hit to the deep part of the park in right center. And a bad break for Maben as it bounced over the fence. If that ball stays in play, he's at least got a triple.
Yeah, no question. 3 was never a doubt. The question was if it stayed in play, what kind of bounce was it going to take if it stays in? I mean, he hits this ball and he knows right away, you know, it's time to turn the jets on and we're going to get 3. But a big bounce bounces over the fence. If that ball stays in, it's at minimum 3.
That bounced well over the fence. It's not like it just eked over bouncing over either. 3rd hit of the game for Maben. His 9th 2-base hit of the season. They will intentionally put on Phillips with first base open to bring up the pitcher Clayton Richard. Cal Phillips gave a look back like, put me on, are you? You realize Clayton Richard had a pinch hit single against Atlanta, right?
Talked earlier about the benefits of hitting in the 8th spot. This is
one of the drawbacks.
One of the drawbacks is pitcher's always behind you, at least in a National League game. Pitcher's batting behind you.
It's going to bring up Clayton with 2 on 2 outs. Richard, a sac bunt and a strikeout tonight, but he had a pinch hit single on Sunday against Tim Hudson of the Braves.
Yeah, for everyone's surprise, he went up and hacked at the first pitch, got a base hit.
It was a situation where Luke can't come out. Bud didn't want to go right to his bench at that point and said, well, let's pinch hit Clayton, and it worked out. He's now 2 for 25 with the bat this year, and first pitch swinging fouls it back. Down and in, a ball and a strike. Padres trying to add to a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. Throws him a breaking ball taken for a strike.
Paulino not taking any chances. He's going to make him hit his pitch. Not just going to lay a fastball in there.
A decent hack at the 94-mile-per-hour heater. The left-hander Tim Collins will get up in the Kansas City bullpen. Lone lefty in the Royals pen. Played and laid off. Well, 2 on, 2 outs. 2-2 count on the Padres pitcher, Clayton Richard. Right side, but a one-hopper behind the bag to Billy Butler, who will make the shovel to Paulino. Padres have had at least 1 hit in every inning. They strand 2 and have now left 5. After 6, 4-1 Padres. Come in today for Subway's Orchard Chicken Salad Sandwich featuring tender chicken, apples, and cranberries. All this flavor comes to you with less than 8 grams of fat. Get it before it's gone. Subway, eat fresh. It's Tuesday night at Petco Park. Padres looking for their 6th win in their last 7 games. Here's a news flash. Fans like winning baseball.
Absolutely.
This has been fun the last 5 or 6 games.
Well, they can't blame us. We haven't been bad luck.
Oh, don't get it started.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said that.
Here's Alex Gordon leading off. He's grounded out to Orlando Hudson twice, and he's taking a first pitch strike. He's going to look at that one all the way. This guy has really had quite a breakout season. Drafted out of the University of Nebraska, Royals first-round pick. Was a third baseman in a family and an individual himself. And ooh, that got a piece of Phillips. We've been talking about George Brett. That was the guy for Alex Gordon and his family. In fact, the Gordon family, Alex has a younger sibling that's named Brett. So you can imagine there would be a little weight on your shoulders when you finally get to Kansas City. You're playing the same position as the guy who's been the idol. And he had trouble meeting expectations. But since he has moved to left field, it has been a career-changing experiment that has turned into him being a very good everyday player.
Yeah. Well, I remember him in college at the University of Nebraska.
To the right side, and Rizzo, the shovel. The Padres have been able to keep Gordon relatively quiet in this series. 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 6 overall. And a hitting streak on the line for Gordon, who's in 14 games, but 0 for so far tonight.
He's an All-American third baseman. And I mean, every team in baseball loved him. And it's taken him a little while to kind of learn his way, figure it out. But this year he's putting it all together, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he was the 2nd overall pick in the 2005 draft. By the way, that 05 draft, you look at the names from the first dozen picks. What a really good draft. Justin Upton was the #1 pick. That ball's hit hard and deep. Left field. Ludwig at the fence. And it gets a roll or two back. Well, Francoeur hits his team-leading 11th of the season, and the Padre lead is cut to 4-2. For Francoeur, his 47th run batted in.
He seems to have found his stroke back again, where he was struggling for a couple of years when he was in Atlanta, but last year and this year, he seems to have put it back together.
Betamede fouls it. Chad Qualls gets up in the Padres bullpen. Betamede has an infield hit and 2 ABs tonight. And lifts that foul out of play right side. Let's look at that 05 draft. Look at the top 12. Wow. Upton. Zimmerman was 4. Braun, Romero, Tulo. Maben was number 10 in that draft. McCutcheon, Jay Bruce. That's a solid top 12 right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Strike 3 call on Betamede. Fifth K for Clayton Richard.
Tonight's attendance 20,250.
It is Tuesday night.
The Pods and the Royals.
Day game tomorrow. No television with the weekday day game. It's a 12:35 start. Bruce Chin against Tim Stauffer. Off day Thursday, which the Padres will use to travel to Seattle. And the next Channel 4 telecast is Friday night. 6:45 for the Honda Dealer pregame show. 7:10 first pitch from Safeco Field. Dustin Mosley against Jason Vargas. Trainer takes a high strike, 2-1.
I was looking at the Royals notes today, and Petco Park is the only park that the Royals have played in that they don't have a win in yet.
They got swept here in 04, lost the first game of this series, so they're 0-4, and that's fouled off Trainer, who fouled one off his face earlier tonight.
I think that look just kind of tells you he's beating himself up tonight. He fouled one off his ear, and this one he's got a shin guard on, and it hits the back knee. You got the shin guard on the front knee, but this one hits him in the back knee. And
that's the only expression you can have to keep your sanity, huh?
Been there before. Shake it off. Gotta focus on the next one.
To third, it comes up, but collected by Headley, and he throws out Matt Trainer. But the solo shot by Jeff Francoeur, his 11th of the season, has cut into the Padre lead. Coming up, it's the San Diego Hyundai Dealer 7th inning stretch. Get more MPG, more value, and double the warranty. Shop online at SanDiegoHyundaiDealers.com. 72 months. Call them today, 877-495-1600. Both starters have pitched here into the 7th. Felipe Paulino for Kansas City to face the top of the order. Venable 0 for 2 with a sac fly and fouls it back. Padres have 4 runs on 10 hits. Kansas City 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Padres have left 5 aboard. Royals have stranded 2. Reaching, fouled away by Will. 0-2. Padres have had at least 1 hit in every inning. Ooh. Spins him around with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
Purpose pitch.
That purpose being don't be too comfortable.
That purpose is to set up this next pitch.
Which will it be down and away?
Probably.
And he hits it through the right side.
And that's what happens when you don't get it where you're supposed to get it.
About too much of the plate, didn't it?
Too much of the plate, and Will bangs it in the right field for a base hit. See where Trainer's setting up. Yeah, not that bad. Just a little bit in the middle, and Will goes out and gets it and hits it right in the hole between first and second for a base hit.
Yeah, pretty good hitting by Will. A lot of guys would have rolled right over that.
Well, he went out and got that. Now that he's on first, he becomes a threat.
13 steals. Caught 2 times this year. Anthony, strike 1 to Bartlett.
Bartlett showed bunt, but I'm not buying it. He's going to give Will an opportunity if he can get a jump to go. Maybe he'll turn it to hit and run.
Mason gave a very long look down to Lynn Hoffman giving the signs. He's not shorting up there and takes a slider inside.
Hoffman giving the signs. Dave Roberts stepping behind Venable and giving him the time. Took for the pitcher to throw the ball home.
For a right-hander, what are we talking? 1.5, 1.6 is good to the plate?
Yep. And that last one to the plate was probably a little quicker than that because it was a slide step. I thought that was a balk myself. A little shoulder turn before he went to first.
Take another look at it.
Watch the front shoulder. And he does get him. Very happy to be able to end that threat and pick Venable off, but
We're going to miss by Bartlett, 1 and 2. I don't think there's any question, Tony, for fans who've been baseball fans for a long time. The balk rule has to be the most complex rule, most difficult to understand for a lot of people out there because of the gray area.
Yeah, it is.
That's put in play left side. Betamit throws on the move.
Let's take a look at that last move by Paulino. And you're standing at first base. Davey Loesch used to talk about keeping your eyes on the center of his back. But when you watch Paulino, there was a slight turn of the front shoulder. Watch his front shoulder. See how it moved just a little bit? And it happens so quickly, sometimes you can't see it. But, experienced base runners, you're looking for little keys. And Davey used to talk about looking at the center of his back. Ricky used to look at his upper body, at his shoulders. And if you've got good feet, a lot of times you can you can turn that front shoulder and maybe deke that base runner a little bit. And I think that's what happened with Will. He little slight turn of his front shoulder before he went to first base, and that was enough to get him leaning, and he was able to pick him off.
A couple of hits for Chase tonight, 2 for 3. As the average up to 304. Just missing inside. Two outs with nobody on in the San Diego 7th. Full count. 116 pitches for Paulino.
I saw that 304 average, and I went back and you named the last Padre hitter to hit 300.
Down the left field side. Let me think about this. Adrian did not do it. Oh, he did.
He did hit 300,
yes,
but not the last.
It wasn't the last Padre to do so. 3-2 pitch. Softly to the right side. Gets to throw him out. And the answer is?
Brian Giles.
Brian Giles.
2008.
Hit 305. We'll go to the 8th. Padres. Mossy Toyota. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com. We get into the 8th. That means time for Mike Adams.
We talked about in the pregame show just how good 6, 7, and 8 innings have been. Well, Clayton Richard went 7. And that gets you to Mike Adams, whose numbers are just unbelievable this year.
And he'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Getz in the pitcher spot due up. And Cabrera due up 3rd. Mitch Meyer has come into the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Kansas City. Right back up the middle. Diving attempt by Hudson, but into center field. And Getz has his 2nd hit of the game, and the tying run will come to the plate.
Getz has been pretty impressive here for the Royals. He's taking some really good pitches and taking them right back up the middle. You see Landon Hudson laying out for that ball, not able to come up with it. But Getz has had success in the middle of the diamond. Watches his 2nd hit.
Mitch Meyer is the pinch hitter. 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter this year. Mitch Meyer is the only Royal with any success as a pinch hitter. They, as a team, have 3 successful pinch hits, and Meyer has all of them, 3 for 7. Of course, in the American League,
yeah,
a little different ball game.
A lot different ball game.
Check swing and a strike. A lot different ball game in the American League.
Yeah.
You're a National League guy. You just still bleed National League, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But, you know, when Padres go, like the Padres, when they go to Seattle, they're at a disadvantage because their team's not built with a DH.
Yeah, theirs isn't the only National League team that suffers that.
Absolutely. And when the American League teams come to the National League, like, you know, you were talking earlier in the week about Adrian Gonzalez possibly playing left field because they want to get Big Papi in the lineup. Well, that day might be tomorrow. It might happen where he's got to do that to get guys in their lineup because their team was built with Big Papi being the DH. But they come to National League parks and that doesn't happen. And with the Kansas City Royals, most of the time Billy Butler is the DH. And the rookie Eric Hosmer is at first base, but in the National League park, they got to rotate.
And the Royals began the season with Keila Kaihui as their everyday first baseman, but they sent him back to the minor leagues. Called up Hosmer. Butler plays a little bit at first, but as Tony mentioned, mainly the DH. The Royals 33 and 46 on the season, and that shot down the right field side. That is foul just by a foot or two. Woo! Meyer flirting with extra bases.
A couple of feet from being a whole different ball game here. But clearly foul.
Strike 3 on the outside corner. Meyer caught looking after just missing an extra base hit.
Backdoor slider. Now Phillips catches it, holds it there. Jerry Meals rings him up.
Top of the order, and center fielder Melky Cabrera, who singled to right his last time up. Hold foul. Melky Cabrera is still just 26 years old. He's played in the postseason 4 times with Atlanta last year, and prior to that, 3 seasons in the 3 postseasons with the Yankees, and won a World Series with them in '09, his last year in pinstripes. A 1 count. Adams on in relief. And Clayton Richard, who went 7 solid innings tonight. Step off and a look at Getz, who has swiped 12 bags this year.
Getz has been over there at first base kind of measuring Adams.
He's going. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. And a head-first slide in safely. Bartlett didn't catch it on the fly anyway, and Phillips did make a pretty good throw, but Getz gets his 13th steal.
Getz was looking like he was going to go. And he got a pretty good jump. Phillips was hit and run. Melky took a shot at it. And Getz did come off the bag. And if Bartlett had been able to hold on to it, he maybe would have got him out, but watch that foot come off the bag and see him retouch, trying to get that toe on the corner of the bag.
So a runner in scoring position for Cabrera, and there goes Getz for third, and he got a terrific jump and gets in. Had to wait a moment for the call from C.B. Buckner, but Getz swipes second, and now he takes third.
He got the second. There was no hesitation. He was creeping, decides to go. Gets a good jump.
Thought he came off
and
again.
I think you could make an argument that maybe he did.
So a runner at third for Cabrera, the 1-2. And he strikes out, a ball in on him. Take another look, the left hand comes off.
Yeah, I think he's out. You see Headley pointing. Hand comes off.
This will be the best view to that left foot come
is off.
Did it come off there?
Maybe the cleat. Maybe. The bottom of the cleat might have had a corner of the bag, but it looked like he came off.
You know, with so much head first sliding, are guys more liable to come off the bag head first than going in feet first?
Yes. Yes, because when they go in head first, that top hand, they usually reach with their hand. And then it goes off the bag, and the top of their leg just goes right on across the bag until they get to their foot, and they usually hook onto the bag with their foot. Well, you know, a lot of guys try to get up. If they have to get up in a hurry, there's a little bit of time where they're not on the bag at all.
Right field, Venable is there, and they'll strand Getz at third. Just the third man left on by Kansas City. To the bottom of the eighth. It's a 2-run lead for San Diego. App for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. Lefty Tim Collins out of the Kansas City bullpen.
The opponent's batting average of 188.
Ludwig leading off, and right off the mask, a trainer who's having a tough physical night. He's fouled a couple of balls off himself. He's getting knocked around there. This is basically a punch to the face.
Yep.
Ooh. Ludwig tonight 1 for 3 with a single in the first, driving in the game's first run. We were talking last half inning, Tony, about the head first slides. He said, well, then guys got to try to get up. Whatever happened to the Lou Brock pop-up slide?
Pop-up slide, I know. That was my favorite slide. Really, that was the only one I could do real good, was the pop-up slide. And
why don't more guys do that anymore?
I don't know. I think a lot of runners just feel, base stealers especially, just feel like they get to the bag quicker going head first. And are willing to take the dings and things that are going to happen when you go head first. Fingers, shoulders.
To left towards the corner. Gordon, though, there. One out. Did Lou Brock get there any slower by going head feet first?
I don't think so.
Had he gone in Ricky Henderson head first?
I asked Ricky about that when Ricky played here, and Ricky just said it was just easier for him to go head first. And he had no fear. And you talk about a guy that, stole over 1,300 bags. I mean, it looked funny when he went feet first. I mean, everybody, he just was so used to going head first, and he could pop up quicker than anybody I ever saw.
The feet first slide for Ricky that sticks out in my mind is when he slid into home plate
for
the run record.
Broke the run record, that's right.
Rizzo has doubled in 3 at-bats. High foul out of play left side. Past the pitcher, but there was Escobar. Had him played perfectly, cheating up the middle. See the pitcher there, Collins. He's a 21-year-old. He's a very rare pro player in that he was a non-drafted free agent out of high school. And you'll see a lot of guys non-drafted free agents out of college.
Yeah.
But not high school. He was non-drafted out of high school. Swing and a miss by Orlando Hudson. Here's a pop-up slide from Lou Brock.
Yeah, feet first. Quickly back on his feet. And they would tell Lou as they would tell me, oh, that's old school. That's how you old guys used to do it.
It looked effective and a lot safer.
It was a lot safer. Now, effective, you could argue, but a lot less injuries going feet first. Now, you were talking about Collins as an undrafted high school free agent. First thing that you see is he's not the tallest guy in the world. He's pretty short for a pitcher.
At 5'7", listed at 165 pounds. He's from Massachusetts. Went to the Worcester Vocational High School. Had a 91-5 record in his 4 seasons, but despite that success, was not drafted in the 2007 free agent draft after he was a high school senior. He signed with the Toronto Blue Jays as a non-drafted free agent out of high school. Hudson thrown out. Well, it's going to be another save situation for Heath Bell. We'll go to the 9th. Butler, Gordon, and Francoeur. Tough part of the order coming up for Kansas City. Channel 4 studio tonight with Jenny Kapnar and Bob Scanlon. Sequan Casino get away for the day at Sequan Casino. It is a 2-run Padre lead to the top of the ninth, and on comes closer Heath Bell.
Again, Padres right where they want to be with Heath Bell trying to close this game out, looking for save number 22. We've got to go through the heart of the Royals lineup to do it, to get it.
Well, Heath, who only pitched a couple of times on that last road trip, which was to Colorado, Minnesota, and Boston, 9 games, just a couple of appearances. This will be 3 consecutive appearances now for Heath Bell. It's Butler, Gordon, and Francoeur, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Royals. All 3 times up tonight, Butler has grounded out to the third baseman, Chase Headley. First pitch, curveball, strike 1. Goes back to it, down and away though. Padres trying for their 6th win in their last 7 games. There's the fastball at 94, fouled back.
Challenged him up in the zone. Butler took a pretty aggressive hack at that.
Almost like Billy Butler was saying, you're not going to throw me 3 consecutive curveballs. I'm sitting on the number 1.
The hard part of that is that it wasn't a strike when he threw it. It was up.
That one looked like it was pretty much down the heart of the plate, and the ground out to Rizzo. 1 out in the ninth. So Butler saw 2 curveballs and then 2 fastballs, and he is the first out of the ninth. Well, here's Alex Gordon. Hitting streak on the line. 14-game streak. Tonight 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. First pitch curve fouled.
Like in our day, Kansas City is now in the Cactus League in spring training, so you do get a chance to see hitters get a chance to see some of these other Padre pitchers and vice versa.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Royals were in Florida for spring training all those years,
yeah.
And now they've been in Surprise, Arizona for a while, and these teams see each other frequently in the Cactus League. And it's 0-2 on Gordon, who had a 19-game hitting streak earlier this year.
One of the things I didn't like about interleague play was when you face the American League side, when you face guys you didn't know. And as hitters, that's the hardest part, is going up to the plate and facing a guy you don't know. So, a lot of times you get surprised up there, and that's what a hitter doesn't want it to happen to him, is to go up there and have something happen that he did not expect.
So advantage pitcher, if hitter and pitcher have neither one seen the other.
Correct.
Pitcher has the upper hand.
Big advantage.
Fouled back to the screen, and Gordon hanging in at 1-2.
A lot of times now, because interleague play has been around for so long.
Since 97.
Yeah, so, last night when Heath Bell came in to face the Royals, it was the first time he'd faced the Royals in a regular season game.
2-2 on Gordon. Heath Bell, 21 of 22 in save opportunities this year. And it goes full. Last night, he retired the first 2 in the ninth, but then the next 2 got on before he got the final out of the game. A 3-2 to Alex Gordon. Breaking ball. He took it. I think Heath and the Padres wonder where that one missed.
I know I do. Ooh, pretty good pitch. Nice job by Phillips. Maybe a little low, maybe.
Yeah, looking from the side, perhaps.
I don't know if Mud was sitting here. He'd be doing the splits behind us right now in a strike 3 call.
Well, Gordon does reach, but on a walk, so unless he bats again, that streak would come to an end. Francoeur, though, is the tying run at the plate, and he homered his last time up. In fact, he has scored both of the Royals' runs. Hits the curveball in the air on foul territory. Rizzo and Phillips, and Rizzo right near the top step makes the catch. 2 outs.
Big out right there. Rizzo coming down and taking charge on that pop-up. Good pitch. Francoeur trying to pull it a little bit late. Phillips gets a late start on it, and Rizzo comes and takes control of that ball and makes the play. And there was help in the dugout in case he had to go 2 more steps further.
Royals down to their final out. The hitter is third baseman Wilson Betemit. There goes the runner. He's not being held. Gordon takes second on fielder's indifference. Betemit with an infield hit in the 5th. Now Phillips and Bell need to discuss the signs with the runner at second.
Sure, they're on the same page. One Alex Gordon letting Wilson Betemit know what's coming, maybe.
2 homers for Betemit this year. They both come from this side of the plate, left-handed. Bounced up there, and Phillips sees it go to the screen, and to third base goes Gordon.
The breaking ball just kind of held on to it too long. Phillips can't knock it down. Gordon picks up another 90 feet, so.
But not a huge deal. The game's still at the plate.
One doesn't mean very much.
Gordon at third, 2 outs. Padres lead 4-2, bottom of the 9th. Thought for a moment that right arm wasn't coming up.
They're about the same height as the pitch to Gordon. 8, bottom of the zone.
Royals down to their final strike. Padres win it 4-2 and have now won 6 of their last 7. Heath Bell was save number 22. So the Padres have taken the first 2 games of this series, winning last night 4-3. They win it tonight by a final of 4-2. Padres win it. We'll take a timeout. Come back. Tell you more about this San Diego win when we return.